All right, let's talk about Galakrond's Fall. So basically in these tips, we've been talking about a couple of things that are going to make your dungeons much easier. And if you've done Galakrond's Fall since the patches launch, I mean, I'm recording these in advance, but I know this is how this is going to go. If you've done Galakrond's Fall since the patches launch, you've probably gone over count. And you've probably gone over count by a lot in that dungeon because it is easy to get 120% count in there just by holding W. Blizzard designed this dungeon to where you are way overcount if you just hold W through this key. And there is probably one easy way to avoid at least going to 120% count, and it's skipping this dragon. So I just have a mock route here. I mean, this is something that I was talking about earlier on stream, where you invis potion in the beginning and then you skip this dragon. And so I have us at 320%, or 320 count out of 300, so we could skip this full dragon. Now, you see this dragon's in the middle of this bridge, and this is not an easy skip. I think that pugs are likely to mess this up. I don't think this is a skip that pugs are going to at least do super well, but if you're doing this in a coordinated group, and potentially even later on in the season, I think that pugs might be able to get the hang of this skip in general. And so there is actually a way to skip this dragon in Galakrond's Fall and save yourself not only 20 count, but time killing a single target mob, which is very inefficient. And we actually saw this more recently in Guild Clash. So let me actually back up. So if you look on the right, and we'll see again on the left side, we're actually going to see Echo try to perform this. And so basically what they do, and let me pause for a second so I can kind of explain, is they mount up and stay stacked in a group, and they move as a unified unit, and then they hug the right as far as possible as this dragon sweeps in on the left side. This allows you to get past the dragon if you are moving at full mount speed. But the catch is, if somebody's ahead, like you see here on the screen, then the dragon can actually clip and the dragon lands too early and pulls based off somebody that's in the back. And you see right here, Tobo was just a little bit too far behind. He needed to fell rush a little bit in advance, but unfortunately the dragon gets pulled on the side of Echo. You know, that's what it looks like if you mess it up. That's likely what it's going to look like in pugs. However, if you look on the left side, we're going to see the Golden Guardians execute this perfectly because they make sure that they stay stacked. And so again, it's basically about being stacked up in mount form. You go, all right, we're going in 3, 2, 1, and you see Golden Guardians move as a unit. And then they're going to hug this right side, completely skipping this dragon. They also, you know, Elismir on the priest, he's burning Fade. You know, the Demon Hunters sometimes will dismount to fell rush ahead. You saw Onesie on the Evoker. You know, he hovered forward to make sure that the dragon didn't get pulled. Something that I didn't know about, but since I've learned, and I'm now having to edit this in after the fact, is that there's a second way of skipping the dragon. And so it actually involves like pre-spawning the dragon. And so what you'll see right here is like from a DK tank, he's going to like walk up, the dragon's going to spawn, everybody's going to walk back, the dragon's then going to like stand there in the position that he's in. You're going to have to kind of like jump the gap a little bit. Or alternatively, you can use things like, you know, rescue, you can like Demon Hunter fly across, you can even like Warlock gate across the gap. But that also allows you to skip the Infiltrator, which is a much more reliable way than I think maybe the way I showed you before, but it's certainly something that you should be looking to do in these keys. But that's a really cheap and easy way to skip 20 count in this dungeon, and this is a dungeon that you easily go over count in. And so overall, though, this is like a great way of being able to make sure that you're not going so far over count in Galakrond's Fall in a dungeon that is largely easy to get count in. I hope you enjoyed the tip, and hope you've been enjoying the series, and I will see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.